usually appearing in the window.
A minute silence for
Well, good morning, I should say. I was going to say good afternoon, but of course we are still in AM time at the moment. And welcome to Sandy Park on what's actually quite a nice day. We were expecting a lot of rain and a bit wet and wild conditions, but it's actually turned out to be ideal conditions for a brilliant encounter between the Exeter Chiefs Women and the Sale Sharks Women. I'm delighted to be joined by Chiefs back rower and Irish international Adele McMahon, who's sitting beside me, and of course we picked up an injury very early on last week at Twickenham. Well, Adele, first of all, how are you?
Yeah, I've been doing okay. They've been looking after me very well here from the get-go since I came off. So yeah, just still waiting to hear time frames and meet consultants and get a plan together, but otherwise doing all right. Yeah, thank you.
That's good to hear. Obviously you mentioned just off air that you're unfortunately going to be out for the Six Nations, just waiting to see a consultant and work out how long unfortunately you will be out for. It's far from ideal situation though.
Yeah, I mean you try so hard to even get in for that selection email to come out, and you pass that first hurdle, and then unfortunately you just don't quite make it to camp. I know a good few girls are heading in this weekend, noticeably the absence of Lauren Delaney, who co-captained Sales, so she's headed off to camp there today, but her Irish teammate Vicky Irwin has taken her place there full back from the centre. So yeah, a lot of action happening in the next couple of weeks, and a lot of players putting up their hands for selection.
Absolutely, and of course Clara Nielsen joining the Irish squad for the first time, so you can have a West Country accent in it. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Clara was involved actually in the preparations for Japan last summer, but unfortunately picked up an injury, so she's getting another chance this coming weeks. Indeed.
Well, let's just run through the sides for you for this afternoon's game. It's obviously a midday kick-off. Let's start with the visitors, Sale Sharks. So at loose head prop we have Sophie Lewis, at hooker Joanna Kitlinski, at tight head prop Katie Benson. In the second row it's Iona Antwis and Sarah Tunesi. In the back row is Rachel McLachlan and Georgia Harris-Redding, and number 8 Alicia Washington. And in the back's got the Scottish halfback duo of Mari Grieve and Sarah Law. And then on the left wing, Holly Thorpe. In the centre, Katana Howard and Laura Perrin. And the right wing, Holly Bolden. And at fullback, Vicky A. Owen. As for the Chiefs, well, it's a very strong lineup once more. Not a huge amount of rotation, it has to be said, from the side which defeated Harlequin so comprehensively at Twickenham last weekend. In the front row, we have Hope Rogers, Emily Totosi and Dalika Menin. And the second row, Irish captain Nicola Friday, joined with Poppy Leach, who of course is in the England squad for the Six Nations and obviously captains the Chiefs this afternoon. In the back rows, Ebony Jeffries, Maisie Allen and Rachel Johnson. And at half-back, Flo Robinson and Liv McGovern. On the left wing, Claudia McDonald's. And in the centre, the American duo, Gabby Cantona and Kate Zachary. And the right wing, Meryn Doige moves from full-back, and Laurie Cramer, the Australian international, goes in at 15. So we're just waiting for the players to arrive onto the pitch, only moments away now as the Guard of Honour is out there on the field. Healthy crowd here again at Sandy Park, just so well supported it seems every time the Chiefs Women. The crowds just seem to grow, and the interest as well. They really do get behind the side, don't they?
I think week on week the crowds are getting bigger, even for a Sunday game. Rain, sleet, shine, that they're here, the crowd is here, and very vocal as well, so it's actually brilliant to see the growth down here in Sandy Park.
Absolutely, it's always such a variety of ages as well. Obviously you get the should we say old school supporters who really get behind the side really loudly,
yeah,
but
it's not just kids. It's, which is what is brilliant about the game. You've got people really interested in the teams. We meet the same fans every week, and they know players by name, or they make sure they get to know the players or how to pronounce the names. So it's fantastic, and it's a testament to what's been done down here in Exeter.
Indeed, and the crowd giving a healthy round of applause to the visitors, Sale Sharks, as they make their way out onto the pitch. Captained by American international Georgie Harris-Redding, who sprinted out in a determined fashion. They certainly look up for this, the Sale Sharks, and here come the Exeter Chiefs led out as usual by Poppy Leach. The standing ovation from the Sandy Park crowd as the Exeter chant goes up from the tannoy. Worth mentioning, of course, the referee this afternoon, Adam Wookey, experienced official. And in fact, you might just notice the players are, in fact, just lining up in front of us. Now, the reason for that is there's actually sadly been a passing of one of the family members of one of the Sale players. So we are going to have a minute's silence here before kick-off. And some of the fans just getting onto their feet as we speak. In fact, it will be a round of applause, I should say. And you probably heard the stadium announcer, the grandfather of Marion Ridgeway, one of the Sale Sharks players. So we'll just pause for a minute's applause now. Well, a very poignant moment there, of course, and remember a few weeks ago the round of applause we had for the passing of Linda van der Velden's sister, very sadly, at such a young age, and similar scenes this afternoon at Sandy Park. So just waiting for the players to get ready for the kick-off. It will be the Chiefs to kick off. We'll kick off from left to right as we look at it from the grandstand. Liv McGovern just coming up to the halfway line. And I'll certainly be looking for a fast start. Chiefs certainly had a fast start last week against Harlequins. In fact, Kate Zachary very nearly getting over in the first minute. As it turned out, it was actually the third minute she forced away over the line as Liv McGovern kicks off. That's a short kick-off, and that will be picked up easily by Kit Linsky, the Sale hooker. Sale set up a ruck between the 10-metre line and the 22. It's a good tackle coming in from Rachel Johnson and Gabby Cantona. So they will just try and set up a caterpillar ruck here, the Sharks. And Maury Grieve just going short, and looks like Laurie Kramer will claim that easily, and she takes the contact and hopefully look to get some quick ball. Flo Robinson getting it to Hope Rogers, who will make a burst, and she always makes metres standard from her. And Liv McGovern out to Ebony Jeffries, going hard and straight as she always does. They come back open. That's Flo Robinson finding the captain, Poppy Leach. More quick ball here off to Gabby Cantona at first receiver. Liv McGovern second receiver. Now it's a high shot coming in, but nothing doing from the referee. But they will retain possession, the Chiefs. Once more out to Poppy Leach. Just dummies inside to Friday and then goes herself. And Paris Redding getting over the ball. I think she might have stolen it. In fact, she has forced a turnover. The penalty going the way of Sale, so an early success for the American back rower there. Impressive start from her.
Yeah, Georgia Perry, she likes to get over balls. This is actually her 50th cap for the club since they started back 3 years ago. She came over from Waterloo. She's quite an integral part of the squad. Does a lot with the community, so I expect to see a lot from her today.
Indeed, we have to mention the large contingent of American internationals within the Sale Sharks squad. There's a fair few in the Chiefs squad, but it is pretty remarkable. I mean, I think it was it? I'm just trying to count now. Was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah, 5 starting for Sale, who are American internationals. So real North American influence there. Some chance going up from the Exeter Chiefs bench there, just trying to get the players going. It will be a Chiefs scrum. Referee judging it was Sim McDonald made a half break and then just threw a bit of a speculative offload, but it was knocked on then by the Sharks. So Flo Robinson will put the ball in. Just get a little nudge on the Chiefs, but Rachel Johnson will go quickly off the back. Goes to Laurie Kramer, who makes a roll, just almost making a break. It's quick ball now once more. Friday off to Hope Rogers, who wins the collision once more. Flo Robinson off to Liv McGovern, off to Menin now, just keeps hold the ball just. More quick ball generated here. From the Chiefs off to McDonald on the left wing. She's eventually dragged down. Flo Robinson once more getting across. It's off to Poppy Leach, just throws the dummy, likes to do that, and then goes herself. Off to Liv McGovern, then off to Gabby Cantor. Nice short pass to Hope Rogers, but she just puts it down, but we'll go back. The referee was playing advantage for offside, so the Chiefs will have the penalty, but nice intricate move that from the Chiefs, looking good early on.
Yeah, Chiefs just getting into shape, being patient with the ball. I think Sale Sharks are a bit eager to get off the line to make it assertion earlier on. Chiefs have historically been getting those fast starts, getting tries early on, so I know that's probably been one of Sale's main focuses, to be physical in the contact area, which they caused us trouble the last time we went away. So and notably there, Sarah Chinesi, just questionable high tackle earlier on. I'm sure she's been chopping at the bit to get on. It's been a while now since she's been playing a game, so she'll be eager to show what she can do.
Absolutely. So it will be Emily Totosi to take the early throw in. She finds Rachel Johnson comfortably in the middle of the line out, and they set up the maul. This very strong driving maul, which has been so effective throughout the season. Drilled, of course, by assistant coach Steve Salvin. And it looks to be well set here, and it's going forward at a rate of knots now. It's controlled. Now, is it controlled at the back or is it in the middle? Can't quite see the ball at the moment. Referee is playing advantage. Flo Robinson will look to dig it out and try and use the advantage. Goes off to Cantorna. Will she look to barge her way over? She beats one. Just hold up, just short, a couple of metres out. Flo Robinson once more off to Ebony Jeffries. She makes her own. Can she get over? She does indeed. And the Chiefs have the early try, and it's gone to Ebony Jeffries.
Yeah, very clinical play from Chiefs. They win the penalty, kick to the corner. Set piece has been a strong point for them this season. Straight into their shape and over the line. So, yeah, I'm sure Steve and Susie will be happy with that coming straight off the training park.
It did indeed. Another well set up driving maul. It's just been such an effective weapon for you this season, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Indeed, it will be Liv McGovern who will line up the conversion. She's been kicking so well, it has to be said, so far this season. She's brilliant at Twickenham. We can have to say in front of her parents as well, we made the long journey from New Zealand to come and watch her. As the hush goes round the crowd as McGovern takes the time. And she's, I think she's just not that wide, so yeah, a bit of an unusual miss that,
very
from Liv.
uncharacteristic of Liv. She's been really kicking well on the tee, racking up over 100 points already. It's pretty impressive this season.
Indeed, so 5-0 the Chiefs lead at this stage. As Sale just kick off, and that's a bit of a slice clearance there from Cantorna. So Sale will have a good attacking line out here inside the Chiefs half. Kitlinski just setting out. It's just a bit of a huddle going on for Sale, deciding where they're going to throw it, and of course not allowed anymore, so the referee just having a word. Possibly their first and last warning. Are very strict this season, aren't they, on that sort of thing, trying to quicken up the play. As Kitlinski goes to the middle, but it just goes loose, and Rachel Johnson will pick that off at the back. Oh, Friday throws a little bit of a loose pass, but well taken by Dalika Menin, who just trucks the ball up. Flo Robinson off to Liv McGovern. There's plenty of space here. Oh, Kate Zachary, bit of a looping pass, finds Claudia McDonald, who puts a little grubber through, but that will find touch. So Sale will have the line out on around the 10-metre line in their own half. But it's been a positive start, it has to be said, from the Chiefs. So they will certainly would have taken a early 5-point lead with 7 minutes gone. And have to mention about Sale's form, though. Currently sits 7th in the Allianz Premier 15s table. Haven't won in a fair few weeks. They lost last week very comfortably against Saracens, and the week before against Harlequins as well. So they'll be desperate to put in a strong showing this afternoon.
Yeah, Rachel Taylor has been very good with the squad since the absence of Katie, who's on maternity leave from having twins. So Tails is doing a lot of work with the girls and trying to integrate the men's team with them as well. But from a sense from sales players that she's really improved the culture and the buy-in and has been a big difference in the change in performance that they have been having this season.
Indeed, as Chiefs just set up another attack, Menon taking it in this time. More quick ball for Flo Robinson to work with. Out to McGovern, off to Cantona now. There's plenty of space here. It's out the back to Zachary, off to Rachel Johnson. Now it's with McDonald on the left wing. Can she do something special? She gets the offload away, I think, to Rachel Johnson, but she's put into touch. But a nice attacking shape there for the Chiefs. Maybe just running out a little bit of space on the left wing. And we do have to mention as well, there has been a nasty stomach bug going around the Chiefs squad. I believe Claudia McDonald has been one of the victims of that, and that certainly might take its toll later on in the game. And I know actually quite how bad it was because I caught it myself. So it's it's not been an ideal week in preparation.
No, it definitely hasn't been. But the girls have been brilliant. Just turning up and a few taking rest days here and there. But that's the beauty of this squad. It's not just 1 to 23. There's a lot of players in around the fringes and have been just filling in and training to make the sessions at the quality that they are. So it's definitely been not an ideal preparation week, but
now
that have started off well.
Indeed, and that ball was out, and they could have actually come over and dotted that down, but the Sale scrum half just getting the kick away. So the Chiefs will have the line out still deep inside the Sale 22. And you mentioned about how strong the squad is. It really is. I mean, it was mentioned by Laurie Kramer in the week when she was interviewed. Just as many starting internationals who can't sometimes get in the 23. It is just such competition and such high quality squads. As the Chiefs set up another strong driving maul, looks to be controlled really well at the back here. They look to be motoring forward. It's just been checked at the moment though, so the referee might tell the Chiefs to use it. Fat Flo Robinson has her ball, hands on the ball, off to Cantona, off to Zachary. That's a good tackle no from Sale, but it's off quickly to Hope Rogers, just coming around the corner at pace. More quick ball to work with. No, the ball just knocked backwards by Nicola Friday, so they can come again, the Chiefs here. Just outnumbered maybe, so Cantona will truck it up herself, just trying to set it up. Paris Redding is over the ball, but Sale not rolling away, so they will have another advantage, the Chiefs. So it's out the back to Lynn McGovern, out to Maisie Allen, off to Claudia McDonald, off to Laurie Kramer, and Laurie Kramer will just stroll in on the right wing. And it's 10 minutes gone here at Sandy Park, and the Chiefs have a second.
Yeah, it all began from the line out, which was well defended actually by Sale Sharks. They stopped that maul from getting going, and off the back of that they were able to get good line speed. A real big shot coming in there from Katana in at the centres, but ultimately Sale just got too narrow, having two in the backfield in the 5 metre line, and Chiefs were able to exploit that overlap on the edge.
Indeed, some really nice hands, and I must admit, when I saw the weather forecast in a week, I was thinking this was going to be potentially a wet weather game. We wouldn't be able to see some nice slick hands and moves like that, but luckily the weather gods playing their part at the moment, and Chiefs really playing some nice brand of rugby, aren't they?
Yeah, it's good to see Laurie Kramer get her name on the score sheet so earlier on. She's been coming off the bench. Really excited to see what she can do with that boot.
Indeed, and Lynn McGovern will look to get her kicking boots back on from this touchline conversion on the right hand side. Really difficult kick, this one. And it looks to be just fading across the face of the post. So score remained at Exeter Chiefs 10, Sale Sharks 0. But it's certainly a really positive start from the Chiefs, and coaching staff will certainly be happy with that. Sale just stroll up to the halfway line, looking to restart once more. Sarah Law, the Scottish fly half, just kicks on. That will find grass, and Poppy Leach will take it on the bounce and just take it into contact. Just really competing hard, Sale, at the breakdown, just making life difficult for the Chiefs. There certainly would have been one of the instructions pre-match. You imagine that's a really good solid run by Menon. She was so impressive last weekend at Twickenham, it has to be said. It's a nice, it's kick straight down the throat to Law, and they can really go here, Sale now. And it's Bolt on the right wing, just pass it outside her, and real chance here for Sale to get into the game, get their attacking shape, which they haven't really been able to so far. Oh, the ball just dropped now by Paris Redden, the captain, just as they were looking to get a little bit of momentum. So disappointment for the visitors there.
Yeah, Sale have been a bit error-driven since they've been in the attacking zone here for Chiefs. First started off with the line-out that just missed lift time with the hooker throw, and now just unforced errors here. Unusual for the captain, but yeah, Chiefs are just putting on that pressure. They look very comfortable in their exit zone and just playing very smart rugby at the moment.
They are indeed, and I guess obviously you'll know more than me, having been in the camp, that maybe one of the black marks from the brilliant performance over Harlequins last weekend was perhaps letting in 3 tries. So when obviously you've been so stingy defensively throughout the previous 5 or 6 games, so was that something that was mentioned in the week?
I think 3 tries isn't really a lot in comparison to the rest of the league. I just think that we've been maybe only leaking about 5 points on average every other game.
I think less than that, about 2.
Yeah, and having 3 shutouts earlier on in the season. So, it was good to have that kind of a game for Quins to test us in our defence. We had a purple patch there for about 20-30 minutes where we just kind of struggled to get off the line with nominations, and Quins really posed a threat in that area. And I think that's good for teams to, during mid-season to realise that they still need to work on those defensive strategies and just physicality and get off the line. And we know Sale we're going to bring that today. So far, Chiefs have been dominating that area.
Indeed, they have, winning a lot of the collisions, it has to be said. Some of the carries from some of those forwards, and the props, who obviously, brilliant set piece, they're very strong scrummaging wise, but my word, the effort they put in the loose, it is something quite spectacular, isn't it?
Already from the likes of Hope Rogers and Dalika, and Ebony Jeffries punched up the middle as well there, so getting really good go forward ball and making life easy for Liv to pull the strings at 10. Absolutely,
they're getting a bit of an armchair ride at the moment, the half-backs, Flo Robinson and Liv McGovern, it has to be said, and you feel there could be plenty more tries in this one as Flo Robinson puts the ball into the scrum, just around the 10-metre line inside her own half. Just getting a little bit of a nudge on, but Rachel Johnson goes off quickly, has a run herself. Now set up a good attacking position, and a bit of a loose pass going over to Ebony Jeffries, but it's out the back to McGovern now, puts a kick through, and that's a nice kick as it turns out, and Mirren Doige and Kramer can really chase after this and put pressure on, and in fact they do. And Kramer now looking to get over the ball, not quite able to affect the turnover, just doing enough. The left winger there, Holly Thorpe for Sale, maybe getting caught out a little bit positionally with the kick, but certainly recovering well. As Gree puts the box kit over, and Flo Robinson will look to claim this. She does. Goes off to McGovern. There's plenty of space for McGovern to run into. Obviously adept at playing inside centre as well as fly half, so she's not scared of carrying the ball. And interesting offload from Hope Rogers, I should say, to Friday, and just being knocked on. So a little cheer goes up from the Sale bench, just trying to cheer every success at the moment, you feel. So the Sharks will have the scrum inside their own half, just on around the 10-metre line, a little bit loose there, just trying to force the offload, the Chiefs, when it perhaps wasn't really on.
Yeah, just on first errors from Chiefs. Sale not putting on an awful lot of pressure. There's kind of jumping out of the line. I think if Chiefs can be a bit more patient, they'll capitalise on that overlap. But both teams choosing not to play in their 22s, looking to exit straight away from the boot.
Yes, absolutely. No, certainly very precise Chiefs with their exit strategy. It's obviously so well drilled. A shove comes on from the Exeter pack at that scrum, but the referee deeming that I think Hope Rogers was just driving across, so he gives the penalty to Sale, and more chance comes up from the Sale bench. Really enjoying that one. But I don't think they'll be too disappointed with that. It's certainly got the nudge on there, but referee Adam Wookie just deeming it's illegal.
It's an interesting front row battle with Joanne Kotlinski and Kathy Benson coming up against Rogers, their USA partnership, and Canada too, which they play quite frequently. So it's going to be a very familiar battle for both sides.
Oh, absolutely. They'll certainly know each other well, you'd imagine. Katie Benson, a tighter prop for Sale, and Hope Rogers, the loose head for the Chiefs. Maybe a few words going back and forth, who knows? But they'll be teammates in just a couple of weeks. And Nicola Friday getting up and winning that line out. So it's off to Ebony Jeffries. Out to Maisie Allen now. Look to carry. Well, she's brought down. Well, there it's off quickly to McGovern. Plenty of space to run into. It goes for the kick, and it's interesting cross kick, but doesn't make too many yards. So that will just go into touch. Still inside the Chiefs half. So Sale will have another opportunity with the line out. But certainly a good steal at the line out from your Irish colleague, Nicola Friday, who's got the nods for the Irish captaincy for the upcoming Six Nations, has to be said.
Yeah, she's been playing very well this season. Herself and Poppy have been really demanding standards here in the line out, putting up pressure. So let's see if they can get up again and steal this.
Indeed, Sale just walking into the line out slowly. Interesting to see where they go. Looks like they're going to go to the front, and they do. They go to Paris Redding, the captain. But a good early drive comes in from Chiefs. But referee playing advantage, I think deeming that the shove came too early before Paris Redding had hit the ground. So they've got a free ball to play with the Sharks. Just enjoying a little bit of possession of territory for the first time in this game. Those of you just joining us, 17 minutes gone. The Chiefs currently leading by 10 points to nil. The early opening try in the 5th minute coming from Emily Jeffries, and then Laurie Kramer going over the second in just the 11th minute, giving the Chiefs the ideal start. Sarah Law will take the penalty for Sale. She'll put that into touch around the 22-metre line.
Yeah, smart play from Sale. They just kept the ball in, forced the penalty, gain an extra 10 yards, quite easy. Into a good attacking position now.
Indeed, and they go to Paris Redding at the front once more. Seems to be the Banker Bull. And the more nicely set up here. Now, is the referee playing advantage? I don't think he is, so they will have to use this now, Sale. They've certainly got plenty of players sucked into this more, and I think the Chiefs may have wrapped up the ball, so they could well win the turnover scrum. In fact, they do. Great effort from the pack there to turn that ball over. My word, they'll be pleased with that one.
Yeah, they were brilliant defence by, I think it was Nicola Friday, Poppy Leach to the side, Hope Rogers coming around the edge, just peeling off that front corner player, so Sale weren't able to get go forward ball. They went back to the same position again with Perry at the front, so they held on to the landing before they blasted through that maul, and have got the reward now to exit out of here.
Indeed, and Flo Robinson will put the ball in once more. And the scrum just collapsing, so loud blast of the whistle from the referee Adam Wookey, but not giving a penalty either way, just resetting, just having a few words with the front rowers about height potentially. Plenty of dark arts that go on in that front row. I'd be lying if I was an expert to know what was going on in the minds of all those players, but certainly they'll want to assert some dominance. The Chiefs front row, they've been so impressive all season. We mentioned both in the loose and the tights, but they look to get a little shove on. In fact, they get a big shove on. That's a really good scrum, but Rachel Johnson just picking when perhaps she could have held it in and won the penalty. So we'll go back to McGovern to kick long, and she goes directly down the middle. That's a difficult one there for Irwin to deal with, and lets it bounce. But they've got some numbers here on the left hand side that they can use, and Doige making the tackle along with Zachary, so they'll set up a ruck between the 10-metre line and halfway line. Sale, Rachel Johnson rushing out the line, and she might well, I thought she was going to win the turnover there, but didn't quite, so it goes off there to the number 5 Tunasi for Sale, and just knocking on at the base, the Sharks, so the Chiefs will have the put in inside the Sale half, and that's certainly where they want it. Paris Redding just having a word with a referee, I think just trying to work out what the scrum was given for. Referee having to explain there was just a little knock on. I have to say, got to admit I didn't see, but plenty going on the floor there. So we have yet another scrum, been a few so far. Plenty of opportunity for the Chiefs pack to really assert their dominance early doors. Coming up to 21 minutes gone here at Sunny Park. chant comes up from the crowd, just trying to get the crowd and the players going. Another healthy crowd here at Stanley Park. Obviously a men's game yesterday. As Rachel Johnson breaks, and she has plenty of room to run into, and she beats one. Can she beat another? She's still going. Just brought down in the end by left winger Thorpe. And there's plenty of players lining up on the open. It's off to Friday. Emily Jeffries running a hard line. Good tackle coming in though from Tunasi. Goes off to Cantona. Pops it off to Menin, and Menin will have a stroll in. Nice pop that from Cantona, and Talika Menin gets the reward. Off to the unsung hero for the Chiefs. And the Chiefs had their third try of the afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, credit to Rachel Johnson there. She ran about 40 metres, handing off about 3 players. A good platform in the scrum for her to get off the base of the ruck that quickly, and Chiefs straight into shape. Lovely tip on by Cantona. She's been doing that all season, and letting those forwards in under the post.
Yeah, brilliant bit of vision that from Cantona, spotting where the space is. They'll certainly be delighted to get their third on the board. Just coming up to 22 minutes gone here. As Liv McGovern lines up her third conversion, looking to get her first success of the afternoon. And she nails this one, so the Chiefs leading the Sale Sharks by 17 points to 0 here at Stanley Park. Sale just stroll up to take the restart. They'll, they were just starting to build into the game nicely, weren't they? But that was a real sucker punch. That just a little bit of loose handling, and then before you know it, Rachel Johnson's breaking off the back, and then a couple of passes. Chiefs are going over once more. It is really simple when they play like that, isn't it? Some really positive play once more from the Chiefs as Cantona clears away the kick after the kickoff. So Sale will have the line out on the side of the Chiefs half as they look to just try and get back in the game. And it is worth mentioning, it was a really tough game back at the beginning of January at Haywood Road. Really in difficult conditions, wet weather, and they certainly put you under pressure a lot of times, didn't they, in that one? As Sale go for the middle, it's a nice offload, and their inside centre Howard.
Again. She's trying to assert her physical dominance there. We saw in defence, she's putting in some really good shots and carries. And like I said, she's been just really very eager to get the ball rolling. It's been quite a while since she's been playing. I think she was out for a 12-week match ban since the World Cup. So
yes,
it'll be interesting to see. There she goes.
Oh, nice break there. She's really making a mark, and a tackle having to come in from Laurie Kramer, but she gets the offload away to her skipper Paris Redding. So first line break, I think, of the afternoon for the visitors. Sarah Law just passed it forward, so all that good work that was done there by Tunasi, undone there by a bit of a loose pass from Sarah Law. And yeah, you mentioned a ban, a 12-week ban. Was it for biting?
Yes, it was against I'm actually not sure. I'm trying to remember what game it was in. And she's been selected for the Italy Six Nations, so she's been really missing out on some clinical game time, so it's interesting to see how she goes today and then how that leads into the Six Nations. Teams on the break now, so this is her one game of club, and then they head off to camp.
Yes, yeah, maybe not getting the maximum from their new signing Sale, but certainly making an impression, as you say, so early on here at Stanley Park.
Sale looking like they really want to play. They're offloading on the ground. I think there was 2 or 3 offloads that began off the line out. They punched up the middle with Tunasi offloading then to Katana, getting to the edge. Good carries again through the middle. But they're just really trying to force those offloads. I think they need a bit more patience while they're in the attacking zone to get some reward. It's another turnover. They've been here 4 or 5 times now and coughed up easy possession.
As the Chiefs look to get another shove on at the scrum, and they're certainly driving Sale back at a rate of knots, but Rachel Johnson just miscontrolling at the back, so have to go short to Cantona. Bit of a mistake there by the American international. It goes back now to Liv McGovern, who kicks long, and that's well claimed on the right wing by Bowden. There's Irwin just trucks up, and high tackle coming in from Poppy Leach, so Sale will have the penalty. And Paris Redding just taking off the base of the ruck, going through, not realising I think that the whistle had been blown.
I think she needs to tap that before she takes a quick one. Vicky Irwin carrying there, spotting a bit of miscomms, I think, on the edge from Exeter. We were caught a bit skinny, but wins the penalty then.
So Sale just kicking to the corner from that after that high tackle. And Kitlinski will have another throw in just inside the Chiefs 22, so they'll certainly want to try and get on the board here. So they'll really get into this game. Haven't been in it so far, it has to be said, but certainly been putting pressure on at the line out, have the Chiefs. But that's a good line out off to Washington at the back, and she pops it off to Grieve, the scrum half. And it's off to Tanasi once more. It makes the break once more and gets the offload away, but just being knocked on. Wow, she is a real handful, but Chiefs can really go here. It's off to Kramer. Now, can she get on the outside? She can. Paris Redding just getting across, and it's off to Claudia McDonald. Can she break for the tackle? No. So they have it just on the halfway line, Chiefs. Quick ball, no. Friday will take it up. Offside is a shout from head coach Susie Appleby. As McGovern goes short to Hope Rogers, who breaks the tackle. Of course she does. Takes two to take her down. Pops it off to Rachel Johnson, who just wins another collision. More quick ball. They go open. Are their numbers. Off to Ebony Jeffrey. She goes hard and straight, as she always does. Just slowed up at this ruck, no. The Chiefs, and they'll have to reset, and the kick going in from Gabby Cantona, but that's a little bit loose, and that will go out on the full. So maybe just undoing the good work that had been done. But some really good carries there from first Laurie Kramer, and then another brilliant one from Hope Rogers, taking about 4 to bring her down.
Yeah, Hope has been carrying like that all season, a real threat in attack. But even again, just to go back from where Sales launch in Chiefs around 22, straight up the middle again. Tanasi carrying really hard, but trying to force an offload and coughing up possession really easily. Sale need to just play some simple rugby, earn the right to go wide and earn the right to play those offloads. Really quick reactions by Laurie Kramer at the full back, and offloading to Claudia McDonald and just straight into the halfway, if not the 10th for Sale. So.
Indeed, it's just like stoppage. Just the Sale captain Paris Redding is having another words with the referee, Adam Wookie. She's been constantly in his ear throughout this half, as to be said. She's not shy of a word or two. Sale take the line out, and there's no lift that goes up, but Paris Redding does claim it, so a bit of an interesting one that, but they do have the ball, Sale, and it's off to Tanasi. A big shot coming in from Emily Totosi and Lika Menon, as well as the Canadian duo trying to make their mark, realising that she is the go-to ball carrier, the Italian, for Sale. That's a brilliant kick coming in from Sarah Law. It would have been a 50-22, but Hope Rogers just clearing it up, but she just knocks on at the back there. So, in fact, Sale will have the scrum rather than the line out, just 5 metres from the Chiefs line. That is a real success for the visitors from Manchester there. What a kick that was from Sarah Law. That was, I don't know what direction the wind's going in, but, well, she certainly got hold of that one.
Yeah, it was a brilliant kick. It's showing the rewards for the kicking game now in the women's rugby. In women's rugby, she must have gained about 40-50 metres there, playing smart rugby, get up the pitch, straight into scrum. I'm sure they'll have something straight off training park to get into the scoreline.
Indeed. Well, let's see what they do. Well, first of all, can they win the ball from the scrum? Because there is no doubt the last few scrums, Chiefs have been going forward at a rate of knots, and they'll certainly look to do this on the defensive scrum. It just pops out the back, so Washington will have to clear it up, and she does just about. So they'll have the ball, but a little bit further back than they would like. Now Howard just trying to go forward with it, and they retain the ball. And McLachlan just taking it up for Sale. It's off to their big prop Lewis. Well, Sarah Law, and it's off to Tanasi, who gets the offload away again. It's a real feature of her game. She is a real threat for Sale, the big threat in their forward pack. You have to say Washington passed it off the base for Sharks. Now they do retain the ball really well, Sale. They did this back at Hayward Roads when they played earlier in the season. They're winning the penalty there, Sale. Not quite sure what it's for. They go quickly. That's a good handoff coming in from Owen. They're only 3 metres out now. The Sharks just catching the Chiefs, napping there. Now can the Chiefs hold them out? They'll want to keep their strong defensive records intact. Sale goes off to Law. Another tight line coming there from Howard. She stays on her feet. She's still going. She's still on her feet. Now can they hold her up, the Chiefs? And I think she'll just place the ball back. They're literally half a metre out now, Sale. And they go on to and they score. The Sale Sharks are over. And you have to say they do deserve that after some good concerted pressure inside the Chiefs 22. And well, we have a game on.
Yeah, started off with a scrum. They got a little bit loose at the back there for Washington. Good pressure from Flo Robinson at the base of the scrum. And a good initial line speed. Cantorna making good hits, but again, Sarah getting the offload just to unscramble the defence in Exeter, and that quick tap just caught Exeter on the back foot, and they go over for a pick and go.
Absolutely, yeah. Not quite sure the penalty for, but it was the quick tap. You're right, as they seem to have it under control defensively until that point. But you're right, Tenacy is really proving to be a handful with her offloading game. And it's just waiting for the conversion to be taken by Sarah Law, the Scottish fly half. Just a few Sale players receiving treatment, so they're certainly taking their time with this. It was Katie Benson, the tight head prop. We've been told it went over for Sale. So good day for tight head props so far. 2 in one game. It's just a bit of a rarity. It's a good conversion by Law. So suddenly the gap falls to 7. Exeter Chiefs 17, Sale Sharks 7. And we do have a game on here after looking in full control. The Chiefs, Sale Sharks showing what they can do. As Chiefs kick off once more. It's go directly to Law, who clears long. That's a really good clearance. Has to be said, it's a great exit from the Sharks, and the bench, Sale bench, really enjoying that one. Tosi will look to take this line out for the Chiefs. It's on the 10-metre line, goes to Poppy Leach, goes down to Flo Robinson. Cantorna off to Emily Jeffries, who just goes through a tackle and will set up the ruck just for the halfway line. Flo Robinson off to McGovern. Held her back to Kate Zachary. Now she goes, nice pass there to Claudia McDonald. She beats one. Still on her feet, still going. Wow, she's so strong. But a loose pass coming in from Sale, and that will be picked up by Sale. Sale will just set the ball up once more, so they'll just look to just concert the little bit of control they've got into the game and just keep the ball for a bit. In fact, it goes off to Howard, who goes for the cross kick. That will be claimed nicely by a big handoff. It was claimed nicely by Kramer, and she puts a big handoff, and the referee just halting play for what he's saying it's a high tackle, in fact. So Chiefs will have the penalty.
A great take from Laurie Kramer. Say we're always looking to attack. They were quite flat up on their attacking line, so I think she anticipated it coming. Held on to the ball quite well in that tackle. Questionable height from Iona Antis.
And just being another stoppage. I think that's is that Hope Rogers receiving treatment. In fact, it's a few players. I think Lynn McGovern is as well. So just maybe a much needed pause for the Chiefs just after the shock maybe of conceding that try after seemingly being in such control. And I'll tell you what, those are a couple of players they would not want to go off. Hope Rogers and Liv McGovern been so crucial for the Chiefs throughout the season. I mean, there's been so many key players, it has to be said, but those two in particular have been really impressive, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. But even on the bench there, you've got Sylvia and Charlie Jacoby, who've been excellent players when they've been coming on, adding that real powerhouse in the scrum and in the carries. Notably, Sylvia very very good in defence. So you don't want to come up against her. So there's a real faith in the depth in the bench at the moment. Hope's been playing amazing, but that the experience that has to come on the bench after that is another layer. Like, teams are now having to defend for a whole 80 minutes and to stay concentrated. It's not just one wave; it's wave after wave. You see the likes of Gloucester Hartbury against Bristol yesterday. The same thing. They have like amazing talent coming off the bench and players that questionably could be starting. And similar here in Chiefs. So there's no doubt they'll do a good job when they come on.
Poppy Leach just takes the ball nicely from the throw-in from Emily Tutosi, and Ebony Jeffries once more through the middle, so they'll set up their regular attacking position. Goes off to Kramer, now off to Rachel Johnson. There's a bit of a gap for her to run into, and she beats one. Set up yet another rock. Flo Robinson there quickly once more, out the back to Liv McGovern. There's plenty of space here. Maybe Emily Jeffries could have run a bit of a tighter line, but she'll set it up. Just numbers once more to the left. Out the back to Kate Zachary. Just goes round one and off to Maisie Allen on the left wing, and just loses control, but it goes backwards. So they will retain possession, the Chiefs. Inside the Sale 22. Now what can they set up here? Friday trucks it up. Off to Cantona at first receiver. A bit of a loose pass. They'll go off to Menin. Just a big shot coming in from her, but she's let go, so she goes once more. It's off to Poppy Leach. She'll go off to Ebony Jeffries. Just stop slightly. Take it with her. Building nicely. Once more, Chiefs. Plenty of space on the right. Off to Rachel Johnson. Just taken by her ankles. Hope Rogers will go. Is tackled from an offside position, so they'll have the advantage here. The Chiefs once more. They're just 2 metres out. Off to Nicola Friday. Can she barge away over? She does indeed. And Nicola Friday, the Irish captain, restores some control for the home side. The Exeter Chiefs have their bonus point try.
Yeah, really good play from Chiefs. They've literally gone edge to edge, getting both wings on ball. 1-out-1, they're beating their defender, getting good ball presentation. Those quick rucks is really what gets the Chiefs on the front foot, and Sale just weren't able to deal with that.
Yeah, really nice build-up, as you mentioned. It seems to be that same attacking structure that you set up from those line-outs. It's off to Cantona, and then she goes to Emily Jeffries, who just runs a hard straight line, and it sets up that attacking position in the middle of the pitch. Is that something you work on a lot?
Yeah, Ebony is excellent at getting front foot gain line off those launch patterns. But even from, I think it went through every set of hands there on the lead up to that try. Players like Richard Johnson winning 1-out-1 battles, quick rucks, making the right decisions. You see Kate Zachary just nipping through 2-3 defenders, offloading then again to Claude, who's beaten another 1 or 2 players. When you're getting front football like that, it's really easy to attack, and that was.
As Liv McGovern slots the extras, so she'd really found her kicking boots once more. So it extends the Chiefs lead to 24 points to 7. And you mentioned, Adele, obviously when they get that front foot ball, I mean, they really are so effective. The half-back pairing of Flo Robinson and Liv McGovern, they really do provide some brilliant attacking structure. And Cantona as well, popping up at first receiver. She does a good job there, doesn't she?
Yeah, Liv and Cantona slot easily into 10-12, so it's a really good partnership between the two of them.
As Chiefs just clear from the restart from Sale, so but not getting too much distance. I just wonder whether the wind is really favouring Sale in this half. I'm just trying to see which way the linesman flag is going. I do think Sale will have the advantage with the wind, so it's a good sign for the second half, and maybe look to boot the ball a little bit more, the Chiefs. But at the moment, Sale will look to use that advantage. Just losing out on the line-out, no. So, in fact, the referee saying that Friday knocked on from the line-out. Not quite so sure about that, but so the scrum will go to Sale, so they get a reprieve. There's a few words go between Hope Rogers and Paris Redding, the American duo. I wonder what's being said there. So 40 minutes up on the clock, but it's fair few extra minutes will be played on, I would imagine, for injury time. I've seen a few, so I imagine we'll have a few extra minutes here in the first half. As Grieve will look to put the ball in for Sale at the scrum. Another good attacking opportunity for the team from Manchester. They just swing it around a bit to right, so Washington will pick up, and well tackled though by Maisie Allen. Maisie Allen, I should say, just striking her by her ankles. Not allowing the big number 8 to get any sort of momentum. My word, she's been impressive, hasn't she, Maisie Allen, throughout the season. Obviously an England under-20s player, but I think the coaching team were actually surprised she didn't get a full call up to the England squad as the arm comes out from the referee. So playing advantage to Sale for a penalty, and it's gonna be a stoppage here, as it looks like there was a bad head knock on just a few players down, in fact, and a referee having a word with his assistant, just trying to work out, I think, what happened there. I'm not quite sure. I don't know whether there's blood pouring out of Paris Redding's head, the Sale Sharks captain. So I don't know whether that was an accidental head clash or whether there is such a thing as accidental head clash anymore. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. In fact, the referee having a word with Poppy Leach here, and Liv McGovern has been mentioned. It's a yellow card he's given to Liv McGovern. So, not ideal by any means, but potentially could have been worse.
Yeah, we'll probably see Cantorna slot there into to 10. Like I said earlier on, they do interchange quite easily in attack phases. Obviously disappointed to see Liv go off just as half-time happens. Not sure what quite happened in that collision. I'm sure we'll have to see it back.
Yes, we can only assume that it was just a high shot. I mean, she's certainly not a dirty player, Liv McGovern, so it certainly would have been accidental. We're seeing a lot of those being punished with red cards. Obviously, there's no TV replay that the referee can look at, so he's having to go on what he saw live along with the touch judge. Now having a long word with Poppy Leach, the Chiefs captain. So it's going to be an interesting period now for Chiefs to deal with.
The captain coming off there, I'm assuming for HIA, so hopefully we see her return to the pitch. Probably will need a few stitches there as well. Not long to play until half-time. I'm sure Sale will want to capitalise now before they go into the half.
Yes, they absolutely will indeed. So they've got one more attacking opportunity for half-time. Sarah Law will look to pump this ball into the corner, use that win that they have. And she finds a good touch. So that's about 10 metres out, 9 metres out from the Chiefs line. So they will, I remember actually back at Hayward Road, the sales ground, in the beginning of January, they did this just before half-time. They kept the ball for about, it seemed an eternity. It was about 15, 20 phases, maybe more, and eventually crossed. It was almost like slow water torture, just not doing anything too extravagant, but just wearing down the Chiefs' fence. But that line out goes over the top, and Totosi can claim this for the Chiefs, and they'll just look to set it up and just get some control for half-time as Friday makes a few metres, and it'll go back to Cantorna, and she'll just pop it into touch and say thank you very much. We will go to half-time with the lead. So half-time here at Sandy Park, 4 tries for the Chiefs. They lead Sale Sharks by 24 points to 7. Welcome back to Sandy Park as we're about to get underway here for the second half. Sarah Law just about to kick off the Scottish fly half for Sale Sharks. She kicks off and Maisie Allen will claim that, coming across nicely. And ball just ripped away from her now by Tunasi, the very impressive Italian second row for Sale. And it's after Leka Menon who's just gone down clutching her face. So it's been a physical encounter, this one, so far. Obviously, the Chiefs starting this half with 14 players after Liv McGovern was sin-binned just before half-time. And Sale Sharks winning the early penalty, so impressive start from the Mancunians. And it'll be interesting to see what they do here. I think they might well head to the corner. Oh, they're just wondering whether they go for the post, and I think they might be going for the... Oh no, in fact they're going for the scrum. And it's actually what you mentioned, Adele, just before half-time about what they perhaps should have done. They're just sucking the defenders, obviously, with the Chiefs back line down a player. Yeah,
it was interesting to see they'd gone to the line out there just before half-time, something that hadn't been working quite as well for them, and especially with the captain going off and a change-up, she was their regular go-to at the front of the maul. They'll probably look to try and overlap on the back line now.
Indeed.
Set up here on the right-hand side.
Certainly the Chiefs front row want to make their mark, and they do. Great shove coming in with the Chiefs. They've pushed Sale completely off that, but Washington still somehow coming away with the ball, but great effort that, and the ball goes loose and Claudia McDonald picks it up. Now can she go all the way? Oh my word, she will indeed. Well, what a run from Claudia McDonald, the Red Roses star, and it's the perfect start for the Chiefs in the second half.
Yeah, great defensive scrum by Chiefs there. You know, we talk about ifs and buts and what Sale will do to make of the overlap, but they have to win the scrum first and foremost, and Chiefs did an excellent job of disrupting that, and then Sale look a bit unstructured in how they want to attack after the upset at the scrum, and Claudia just picks that off and runs 50 metres under the post. Doesn't look like a player that was sick this week at all.
Oh, absolutely. I have to mention, yeah, she was indeed one of the victims of the nasty stomach bug that was going around the camp. And, well, my word, what pace from the left winger. I mean, I have to mention as well, it was a brilliant scrum. I mean, Sale did well to come away with the ball, and just one handling error and then fell nicely with Donald, and she scampered away. It will be Gabby Cantona will take the conversion with Liv McGovern in the bin. Can she nail her first? Oh, and Sale just going early for the charge down. Referee telling him to get back and not bothering Cantona one bit as she knocks over the extras. So with just 3 minutes gone in the second half, the Chiefs have their fifth try of the afternoon. So it's Exeter Chiefs 31, Sale Sharks 7.
Sarah Law likes to kick to the right-hand side and quite deep, so let's see if she goes there again.
Let's Chiefs pick up the kickoff, and that's Friday just trucking it up. And it's out to, it's a nice time pass. It's off to Kramer, who bursts through. Now she's got Claudia McDonald on the outside. Can she find it? No, she can't. That's really unfortunate. It's an absolutely brilliant build-up from the Chiefs. That is them at their firing best, it has to be said. But not able to find Claudia McDonald, steaming up on the left wing. Just a little bit of a loose pass, so that will go out into touch for
great carry from Nicola Friday. Bit of a juggle there for Cantona to hold on to that, but does really well to find Kramer and put her through a gap. Just unfortunate with the final pass.
Indeed, and that was brilliant time pass from Cantona. Really looks to be at her best today. Really playing well, and that's a well-won line out for the Sharks. It goes off the top, and it will go off to that player Tunasi, looking to break the tackle and get the offload away once more. My word, she's proved to be a handful. Off to Washington, who was off to her skipper, Paris Redding. And Hope Rogers was trying to get over that ball, and I think she does. She's pilfered it, and it's off to Friday, and they've got the numbers here. Oh, and just going for the long pass, and maybe the simple hands would have done, but Chiefs somehow still coming out with the ball as it was just knocked on when going for the intercept by Sale. So they'll keep hold of the ball. It's off to Rogers once more. Just breaks the tackle of Washington. Still going. Rogers just brought it down about 10 metres short of the line. Off to Cantona at first receiver. Now off to Liv McGovern. It's off to Kramer. Off to Deutsch. Will just cut back inside. Not seen much of the ball as the Cornish fullback. We're playing on the right wing today. But she retains the ball. Off to Poppy Leach. About 6 metres out now. Centre field. Gabby Cantona. She'll just go hard and straight. Looking to beat a few tackles, just ripped away from her. Friday will pick it up, but referee giving a knock on. I thought he would give that was ripped in a tackle. But
yeah, it was by the scrum half for Sale, Mary Greaves.
Just a few words going in between the touch judge and the referee, but referee is going to call a halt due to a Sale player who's gone down. And it will be Sale have the scrum 5 metres out from their own line, and well, my word, that Chiefs front row will be eyeing up, doing what they did in the last scrum. Did they do? You never know. They might just force Sale over their own line, but we'll have to wait and see as we have the stoppage, as I said, for a small injury. I'm just trying to see the Sale player who has gone down. But more good attacking build-up there from the Chiefs. They really look to be at their fluent best today, it has to be said. We saw it in patches, I think, against Harlequins. The final 15 minutes, it was some real stunning attack, which produced a real brilliant final flourish to really put some shine on that scoreboard. But it's, you have to say, throughout the whole of this first half and the start of the second, and obviously playing at the moment with 14 players, it's really looking good, isn't it?
Yeah, Chiefs are doing really well on turnover ball. They're very quickly into shape and they're moving that ball quickly. Sale just not able to recover. Just unforced errors, eagerness to play, I think is just what's kind of catching Chiefs at the moment in those exchanges. But Chiefs will definitely look to power over here with the scrum. The time in play probably suits Chiefs at the moment with the yellow card just eating away at the clock, and hopefully Liv McGovern will be returned to the field in just a few minutes.
Yes, yeah, just trying to work out how much longer she'll be off for. I imagine it will be at least another couple of minutes. Indeed, just seeing if she's warming up. In fact, she is on the bike, on the touchline, just making sure she keeps her muscles warm. So the scrum is set up here, and you can just almost feel the excitement of the crowds as they sense that this very powerful Chiefs 8 have the chance of knocking Sale over their own line. And they go for the big shove. Sale doing well, though, to keep hold of the ball, and Washington just breaking clear. And they get the ball out to the wing. Maisie Allen just working across, but she just misses the tackle. Emily Jeffries comes across and holds up the Sale player. She's just caught on the wrong side now. Just has to be careful to roll away. Referee could have penalised her potentially, but judging that she did her best. So Sale just keeping hold of the ball inside their own 22. They set up a phase, and their scrum half Grieve will look to set up the box kick now as Claudia McDonald drops back. I think McDonald will indeed claim this. Just dummies to switch inside to Kramer. Oh, just then knocks it on. So a bit of a mishap, handling error from the Red Roses star. I think almost laughing to herself at that one. Not quite sure how it fell out of their hands. As Washington's just held up there by Kramer, being knocked over, and then ball ripped out of their hands. So they will come back for the original knock on. And Paris Redding really causing a nuisance there on the ground. She's arguing once more with the officials. She's not shy of a word or two. Don't know quite why she was continuing to play when the referee had blown his whistle, but anyway, we will come back for the scrum for the Sharks. This will be between around the 22 and 10 metre line inside their own half. Did well on that last scrum, Sale. They've been struggling in that area, but they held it pretty well, allowed Washington enough time to come away with it. In fact, caught Ebony Jeffries just napping a bit on the blind side, I think. Yeah, she
came off quite quick at the base and caused a 2v3 overlap for Sale. Claude was quick off the mark to shut down Vicky Irwin before it got to the wing.
And they go out quickly again. It's off to Howard, off to Law on the back, and they're just looking to use the numbers. Hand coming in there, just knocking the ball down from Deutsch, but they will retain the ball, the Sharks. It goes off to Tennessee. Nice hands to Ann Twist, who is herself actually from the West Country, but a little bit further north, up in North Somerset. And Exeter Chiefs just stealing the ball.
Yeah, great turnover from Dalika Menon. She's been doing that again. It's characteristic of her all season. was unfortunate against Quins.
So impressive she's been. And Storage makes the break down the right wing and staying on her feet really well. They set up a good attacking position in the Sale 22. Friday trucking it up once more, and they have the advantage here, the Chiefs. We're just going to come back for that. It's for another high tackle. So there's been a few high shots in this game, has to be said. Certainly need to look at
Sarah Tunisi again.
Yeah, she's not scared of getting physical, clearly, as a 12-week ban will show. And Laurie Kramer will kick the ball into the corner. And she gets that to within about 5-6 metres of the Sale line. And I think doesn't take a genius to work out what will be coming next. I think it might be a catch and drive, something that's been so strong for the Chiefs throughout the season. They've scored so many tries from this area. And Totosi's just got to do a job first of all and find Rachel Johnson. She does, in fact. It goes off to Menin at front, and she peels round. She's just held up short, and they go around the blind. And in fact, they've just knocked it on the Chiefs. Did Menin knock that ball? And she did. So Sale will have the scrum. Will be disappointed with that one, as Liv McGovern makes her way back out onto the field.
It's a really well-timed move. Nice off the top with Dalik coming around the corner for the front. Just unfortunate, didn't quite see how the knock on, or if Sale got a hand to that to force the error.
Yeah, I thought she was going to go all the way for a second Menin there, but just checked, and I don't know. I saw a player come in and I couldn't quite see it was over the far side. Take it quickly from the base and go over, but clearly I think the knock on might have come before then. So anyway, the upshot is Sale have a scrum, and they've been knocked back, and the Chiefs have the penalty. Great effort from the 8 there, and that is what they've done a few times so far throughout this game, and doing it at a crucial stage. So the Chiefs will have the penalty 5 metres out, and will they go for the corner? In fact, they will. I thought they might go for a quick tap penalty, and Liv McGovern this time knocking it into the corner. I have a feeling it might be the driving ball this time. Second time lucky. As the Ooh We Are Exeter chant goes up from sections of the crowd. As the drumming comes up as well, and Rachel Johnson once more. They do set up the driving ball. Now can they get it back to Totosi? I think they have it. Still motoring forwards. So well set up, and I think Totosi, all she has to do is dive over. She does indeed. And the Chiefs have their 6th of the afternoon.
Yeah, really well maul set up there, taken in the air from Rachel Johnson. Just doing what they do really well and getting over the line.
And it is indeed Emily Totosi comes up with the ball. I wonder how many tries are the hookers at this club. It's generally a rotation, it seems, between Cleo Maloney, Emily Totosi and Clara Nielsen is on the bench this afternoon. Between them, they must have scored a fair few.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the exact stats, but hookers are going over for those small tries, and that's just it.
Liv McGovern will once more take over the kicking duty, so she lines it up from the right-hand side. Just taking her time over this as the hush sweeps over the Sandy Park crowd. And she looks to have connected relatively well, and it has sailed between the posts. And the Exeter Chiefs now leads the Sale Sharks by 38 points to 7. And well, it could well be a big score they might rack up this afternoon. As the kickoff is taken by Sale as well, taken in by the Chiefs. They can set up another attacking position. It goes out the back to Cantona, then off to Liv McGovern. Oh, just getting their timing wrong in that run. Rachel Johnson and Kate Zachary. It's off to McDonald on the left wing. There's plenty of space to run into. She's still on her feet, beats 2 or 3. So powerful is the Red Roses winger. It's quick ball here. Off to Rachel Johnson, off the back to McGovern. She's got plenty of space to run into. Off to Poppy Leach. She's taken by Tanisi, who slams her to the ground. Good tackle by the Italian. Has a bit of a loose pass off to Menin, who just rolls it forward. So, just when they were looking to really tick the Chiefs, just breaking down. So that's unfortunate, as we said. But great initial move. It works so well from Cantona out the back to McGovern, and then Kate Zachary getting involved. And finding when it finds its way out to McDonald on that left wing, my word, all she needs is a little bit of space. She seems to make
doing really well, and on the attack in front, whenever they go out the back, they always find Sale short numbers. Great take from Emily over the head to give to Claude McDonald, racing up the wing. But Chiefs really just their own errors, forcing them backwards and turning over a ball.
Indeed, there's just a substitution for the Sale Sharks. It's hooker for hooker. It's Niamh Swales who comes on for Joanna Kitlinski. So I think that might be the first change of the afternoon for Sale. I'm sure we'll see a fair few more before the end of the game. As the scrum is just being set up by the Sharks, but just having to be reset. And they'll fancy this one once more, the Chiefs front row, I think. Try and smash back that Sale pack, which they have done a fair few times, including just a few minutes ago, which set up the penalty just 5 metres out from the Sale line to set up the driving maul that Emily Totosi was able to go over from. And it pops out the back for Grievous, off to Sarah Law. Out the back, just trying to work something here at the Sharks. It finds its way over to the right wing, but she just drops the ball. And Claudia McDonald, I thought was going to come away with it, but just running out of space. So we'll come back for the scrum for the Chiefs. So just some hands letting down the Sharks once again. In these, has to be said, dry conditions. It was a lot of rain overnight, so the pitch is a little bit cut up. Obviously, the Chiefs men playing yesterday, but it's certainly been pretty ideal conditions. A little bit of a wind. It's not too cold. I must admit, I've sat here before in this position, completely freezing. Not such the case today. Not quite as many layers on, so can't really blame cold hands. It has to be said, but. Anyway, the upshot, the Chiefs have a scrum right on the 10-metre line. Flo Robinson will put the ball in. They've got another good shove on the Chiefs. Get some good football, and off to Liv McGovern, off to Kate Zachary. Can she have a run? Off to Claudia McDonald coming in from the left wing. Off to Doige now. Will she go on the outside? No, in fact, she cuts inside. Beats one, beats two, and Meryn Doige will go all the way. What an individual try from Doige.
Yeah, that was a brilliant set piece by Chiefs. Meryn Doige just bumping off Vicky Irwin. She's actually looks like she's receiving treatment now, but that's the position you want your wingers on one-on-ones, and Meryn Doige just effortlessly runs 40 metres and under the post.
What an effort that is from the player who played for the England Sevens team in the Commonwealth Games last summer. She's obviously played over 50 times for Chiefs, been a mainstay since the beginnings of the women's side here at Exeter Chiefs, but my word, she has regressed so much, and the crowd really did enjoy that one. The player obviously originating from Cornwall as McGovern eyes up the conversion. McGovern once more just taking her time. Never want to be rushed with her kicking technique. And she connects pretty well, and she nails it once more. And the Chiefs suddenly are out to a 45 points to 7 lead.
It looks like we have Sarah Law coming off for Cara Cook.
Yes, they're certainly ringing the changes now. Sale, plenty of them, maybe a few tired bodies out there. It's been a physical contest,
yeah, Katana,
has to be said.
Looks like Kay Cersei's entered the field as well. And Vicky Irwin is off, and the captain, Georgie Perry's, is after coming off as well.
And it looks like Chiefs are eyeing up a few substitutions of their own. In fact, the bomb squads, it looks like the entire front row is going to be changed, and they've certainly put in some shift, the starting front row. And Emily Totosi will be so pleased with how she's thrown in the line out, having struggled in that area a few weeks ago against Worcester, as Sale just loose with the ball once more, so Chiefs will come away with it. It's off to Poppy Leach, just throws the dummy before going herself. It's off to McGovern, out the back to Kate Zachary, after Rachel Johnson is just flicked on, just finding the grass, so off to Totosi, will just take it in. She stays on her feet well, no. Kramer just a little bit loose maybe with her attempted baton. Off to Hope Rogers. Off to Poppy Leach, she's well met though. Will they retain the ball? They do just about, Chiefs, but it's slow ball. Off to Rachel Johnson. Off to Corley McDonald. It goes off to Totosi on the left wing. She takes it forward. Does well. And Hope Rogers looks to run a hard line. Just has to be checked slightly, but still keeps going. My word, she's so powerful, this American prop. And Antwis just looking to come over and disrupt the ball, but in fact the referee not penalising her, penalising the Sale Sharks being offside. In fact, it wasn't Antwis, it was Tennessee. The Italian second row has really put herself about, been a real handful. So McGovern, she looks a little bit frustrated, certainly a passionate player, as McGovern kicks to the corner. And in fact, the substitutes do come on for the Chiefs. So it's a full front row replacement. So Clara Nielsen coming on for Emily Totosi, Silva Tarani for Hope Rogers, and Charlie Jacobi for Dalika Menin. And also saw Jodie Elsie come on. I'm just trying to see who she's come on for. I think it's Kate Zachary, isn't it?
Yeah, Kate moves into the pack for Maisie Allen, and Doige moves into the centres with Jodie Elsie coming in at wing.
Of course, so it's all change for the Chiefs. Maisie Allen put in yet another good big shift. Kate Zachary having to do what not a lot of players do, just suddenly change position halfway through the second half. And it looks like Merrin Doige has gone into outside centre, interestingly. And this driving ball is still going forward at a rate of knots. Can it go all the way? I think it might, just check back slightly. Clara Nielsen has it at the back, and it's Robinson just trying to rip it clear, and I think she might just retain it. And it's off to Sylvia Tarani, just held up short. They go once more. Have they got over? I think it's just held up potentially, or are they short? So they have another chance to go, the Chiefs. Still short, they have the advantage. Goes off to Nicola Friday. Can she go over? She does indeed. And Nicola Friday brings up 50 for the Chiefs. And there's also a yellow card, it looks like, for Sale. So it's all going wrong for the Mancunians here.
Really good by Chiefs. Subs in, straight into a maul. Everyone knows their role. Sale couldn't deal with that setup. They couldn't get it down and force the yellow card.
I'm just trying to see, I think it might have been the substitute hooker, Swales, but hopefully we'll get news of that for you in a second. It was all happening. Try, score, and yellow card at the same time. Basically the referee deciding it was just too many penalties and maybe a cynical attempt at giving away the penalty from the Sale player. So harsh punishment being dished out as Liv McGovern eyes up the conversion.
Liv's having a good day at the tee today. Chiefs doing really well when they get into Sales, into their attacking zone. I'm not sure of the stats, but they've come away with points every time they've entered.
They have indeed. It's been a really impressive performance, it has to be said. They've been so on it for the full game so far, as Sarah Law takes the... in fact, not Sarah Law, she's off now. It's Cara Cookland, excuse me, for Sale. Takes the restart. Poppy Leach just takes it in. Flo Robinson out to Cantorn. She goes out the back to McGovern, who picks it off from her shoelaces well. And Rachel Johnson now getting the offload away. Doige also trying to get one away, but just batted back by Sale. And now they win the penalty. So disappointing, but well worked once more. They're finding so much space from that first phase, and a few words coming in as well. see who that was. Maybe Laurie Kramer, but the referee not taking kindly to that, so just marching the Chiefs back further 10 metres.
Yeah, something that's been really hot on refs this year. We saw it actually yesterday in the Gloucester Bristol game. Gloucester marched back 10 as well, and all to do with sportsmanship in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you have to say that is the right thing for referees to do. We're seeing at all levels. Maybe players able to get away with a little bit more, and I think you have to set a precedent as match officials as more substitutes come on for the Chiefs. Robin Wilkins, Abby Fleming and Linda van der Velden come on for Nicola Friday, Emily Jeffries and Gabby Cantona. That's another really good shift from those three. They've been really impressive, those, haven't they?
Nicola getting a brace of tries, Ebony showing what she does best. Really good carries up the centre of the field, and Gabby did really well to slot in for 10 while Liv was absent for those 10 minutes in the bin.
Indeed, in fact it was Swales who was in bin. That's why Kit Linsky has had to come back on for Sale, and she will take this line out, and she does well to find a player under lots of pressure from Poppy Leach. So Sale will just want to retain the ball for a bit, just try and get a semblance of control in this game. And that's a lovely line coming in from Howard, their centre. Now can she go all the way? Just brought down to short. Flo Robinson making a tap tackle. They're 5 metres short here of Sale. A little bit of a poor pass coming in, but Tanasi has the ball. She's dangerous. She's still going. They just set it up a couple of metres short. Washington tries to go. She's just repelled by Abby Fleming, but another advantage coming here for the Sharks. They go short once more, and that's a nice drive. Are they over? Looks like it might be just short. No, in fact, it's held up, so we'll come back for the penalty. So they will have another opportunity, the Sharks, and they might go quickly. It's definitely looking like it's going to be a tap. It's Grieve, the scrum half, with the ball at her feet. So it looks like she's going to set up something. She goes off to the tighter prop. Here Benson, who just sets the ruck up. It goes off to the substitute back row, but again Chiefs caught offside. They've got to be careful, and they don't want to concede a yellow card. And a cross kick coming in, and that's nicely weighted. Will it sit up for the Sharks? No, it won't, so we'll come back for another penalty. There's a double blast here from the referee, and I think he might be going to his pocket, or will this be a warning? He's just having a word with Poppy Leach. Yeah,
Cara Cookland going to the boot there, take advantage of the penalty advantage. Really great line up to in from Katana Howard off that set piece. Got him right up to the 5 metre line. Chiefs putting in the hard grit for those pick and go defence. Just managed to hold him out, but in doing so get caught offside and give Sale.
Indeed, and referee clearly just telling Poppy Leach to have a word with the players about discipline. They were just having a little conference behind the post. They're now set up position, just waiting for a ball note to come onto the pitch. One now flying on.
Are they looking to set up for a pick and go again?
I think they are going to try and set up a quick tap move here, Sale. It was a pretty simple one last time. They just put it to Benson, the tight head prop. They might try something a little bit different, and they're going to go directly from the tap. It is the tackle in the back rower goes. Short ball from Kalensky, going to Benson, but she's repelled. The ball just going loose there. Now can Chiefs get over the ball? They haven't quite managed to steal it, no. Sale will come once more. So powerful in this area, Sale has certainly not got a small pack. But repelled, I know, the referee's arm goes out once more, so this is going to be yellow. The Chiefs, even if Sale score here, you feel. And you can just wrap a blanket around all the Sale forwards. And a cross kick comes in. That should be easily claimed by Cordy McDonald. She just knocks it on, but I don't think the referee is going to allow any further play. In fact, he won't. We'll come back, and it will be a yellow card. And it's Linda van der Velde who has literally just come on a few minutes ago. So really disappointing for the Dutch player there. As Sale go once more, the referee hadn't blown his whistle, so just waiting for Van der Velden to lead the field. So
yeah, that's really unfortunate for Lindy. I think it's been a combination of team errors, being caught offside, holding on, and I think Lindy, unfortunately, has gotten the yellow card for that.
Yes, I think that's team infringement. She was just the unlucky person to be caught last, shall we say, as the Sale look to go from close range once more. And a referee has given the try. He's saying they just managed to slide over So the Sharks had their second try of the afternoon, just trying to see.
It looks like Sart.
It is Tunesi,
yeah.
I think. And well, you have to say, she does deserve her try because she has been mightily impressive.
Yeah, she's been a big powerhouse for Sale in this game, both defensively and in attack. So probably deserves to get her name on the board for that.
Indeed, she has been the best forward, you have to say, for the Sharks. So certainly getting her award, the big Italian lock. Cookland will look to take the conversion. Cookland just lining this up. So charge comes out from the Chiefs, but Cookland is on point with the boots. So it's up to 14 points now, Sale Sharks. So it's currently Exeter Chiefs 52, Sale Sharks 14.
I think Grievous is off now.
That's a long kick-off coming in from Robin Wilkins, who's obviously on the field at the moment for Lynn McGovern. Sale just look to go for a few phases here, look to keep the ball, which they can do well. They felt in the, I keep mentioning the return fixture back in January, the last 20-15 minutes, they seem to hold the ball for an eternity. So they are really adept at that. It's a nice little step from Cookland. Rachel Johnson having to get across to bring her down. As Tunasi once more, Abby Fleming trying to bring her down, but she gets the offload away. Brilliant offload from the Italian. They're just building nicely here, Sale. Putting together their best passages of play of the game, I would say. There's a good hit coming in there from Poppy Leach and Clara Nielsen, just to stunt some momentum from the visitors. So they will resort to the box kick. Now Sale. Just taking their time with it. The crowd is getting a little bit impatient. Robin Wilkins will claim this at the back. She'll just take the ball down. Flo Robinson just assesses her options. Goes up. Oh, a big collision coming in there from Tunasi on Kate Zachary. Rides it really well. It was high, it has to be said. She went in upright. You have to be careful doing that. Oh, a bit of a bullet pass from Poppy Leach to Jacoby. So just putting it down so Sale can go here. Some more strong defence coming in from the Chiefs. They'll look to go from the base once more, just getting the kick away, but Robinson will look to clear this up from the back, just chesting it down, but a referee giving a knock on. Robinson protesting that it was off her chest, but referee disagreeing, and that's the most important person. So another strong attacking position now for the Sharks, so just a few little bit of loose play, bits of loose play I should say, from the Chiefs.
There's always at risk when you let the ball bounce. It happened to Sale in the first half, I think, for Vicky Irwin, and just unfortunately the ref deems it a knock on here for Flo Robinson. But a real exchange of turnovers between Chiefs and Sale in those few minutes.
It's just got a bit scrappy, isn't it? It does happen when there's a lot of replacements. Obviously a few players in the sin bin. We've just seen the substitute hooker for Sale, Swales, come back onto the pitch after her sin bin period elapsed. So it will be 15 against 14. But it's not unusual where teams struggle to find that rhythm of fluency that perhaps the Chiefs had slightly earlier on in the game. And also when the game is won, when you've got 50 on the board, it can be so hard to keep that composure and concentration.
We've another change here. Brooke Bradley's come on for Flo Robinson at 9. We've Abby Fleming in the second row for Nicola Friday. There's a few changes for Sale also. I think we've Carly Waters on at 9 and Ridgway on as well.
Indeed. So the bench is very much being emptied. So we're just seeing Nicola Howard come on. I think she's replacing Sophie Lewis. In fact, it's number 5. Sarah Tanasi, I think, is
been replaced by
made her way off.
Yeah.
So she is certainly putting a shift. She's getting the congratulations of the bench for her performance. And the attendance has just been shouted out by the stadium announcer, 1,181, so another good crowd here at Sandy Park. Obviously tends to be slightly less when it's a double feature weekend with the men also playing, but it's certainly clear that there's plenty of people passionately getting behind this brilliant Chiefs women's side, who are about to go 13 games on the trot with bonus point victories. It's just so impressive, the run you're on. I guess you almost don't want it to end with this international break coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting patch. Like, players are going to pick up injuries during the Six Nations and the
Pacific Four.
Fours, yeah, exactly. And then it gives an opportunity for players who are injured to get back on the pitch. So there's going to be changes to team sheets, I'm sure, when the break stops.
It's just a loose pass there by Sale, but just able to find the outside. So there's a chance here for Thorpe as she makes a break. That's a nice offload as well. So finishing strongly here on Sale, but Jodie Owsley getting over the ball, but referee penalising her, saying no clear release. Interesting call, but all the decisions seeming to go the visitors' way at the moment. So Sale certainly finishing the stronger of the two sides. They just don't give up, the Sale Sharks side. That was one of the things I remember from the return fixture. They are so tenacious.
Yeah, Sale have. I said it earlier on that they've really improved this season, and that's down to the likes of Rachel Taylor, and I think recently they've had a lot of team backing from the men's side. They've mentioned Johnny Leota coming in to help with the women's team. He used to play for Samoa and Sale Sharks, and he's been a massive addition to the coaching team to help the players and that back line. And then likewise with Michelle Orange, she's one of the co-owners and has been a massive leader and inclusion for the girls, and it's been testament for them for everything that they're dealing with Rugby in the North Matters and that campaign that they're trying to get support for building community for the girls and development of women's rugby up in the north.
Absolutely, it's so crucial, as you say, as they'll go on the attack once more. They're just 5 metres out, and they are really knocking on the door once more against 14-player Chiefs team. So Abby Fleming just trying to put in a shot there to stunt the momentum for Sale, and the substitute scrum half just goes on her own, but repelled well by Nielsen. Can they hold them out? They can retain the ball well, as we keep mentioning. Sale, it's sweet, they're very versatile. The ball just goes loose, and in fact the referee giving a knock on, so that's a really good defensive effort from in fact he's given a penalty, not quite sure why, but a really good defensive set from the Chiefs. They'll certainly be really pleased with that. As the clearance kick comes in there from Wilkins.
I think it was Kate Zachary that forced the knock on, but again, sustained pressure from Chiefs. Really, really good, disciplined in their area. They've certainly learned from the yellow card.
They have indeed, as Clara Nielsen will look to hit her arrows. Find her arrows, I should say. It goes to Poppy Leach. Ooh, just a little bit loose. Cleared up at the back nose, so they get away with it.
Managed to turn that over again, did they?
Yeah, indeed. Brooke Bradley's on, goes off to Charlie Jacoby, the powerful American prop, who still keeps going, still on her feet. Brilliant run. Or was that, it was Sylvia Tarani, I should say. Great run from her. That's trucked up once more in the centre field, off to Robin Wilkins, who just sensibly puts boot to ball and just pinning Sale back, using the wind, and she finds good distance with a clearance. And a great tackle coming in. Now, can they get over this? The Chiefs, Sale just about retaining the ball. They come away with it. They would love to finish with a flourish here, Chiefs. Just been checked in the momentum the last 10, 15 minutes or so. just when it looked like they were really going to run riot. Sale, just going to box kick and just being held up by their own player, just getting in the way of each other a little bit. So they'll set up yet another ruck, the Sharks. Just slowing it down. Sale, they don't always do things spectacularly, but they're very precise in what they do. As Bradley takes the ball in the forward, she comes back at them, throws the dummy and goes self, gets the offload away, but Jacoby not quite able to keep hold of it, unfortunately. So it will be another scrum for Sale. Disappointing that, because it was really on with plenty of numbers to the left.
Yeah, absolutely. Even to go back from that kick from Robin, really boosted the grass behind all back three players. And what a chase from Jodie Ownsley, and then as the composure to wrap up the ball and get Exeter in a really good defending position on the 22. Brooke Bradley just unfortunate not to find Sylvia on that offload and contact, and it was definitely on to play out wide. But I definitely think that's been the theme of the day for both teams, is just those missed passes and those offloads maybe just a little bit forced. Just the composure to take it in, set it up and go wide again.
Indeed, as the scrum is set here for Sale, and they go out the back quickly. Off to Cookland, the substitute fly off at the back, and that kick is hit nicely away. It'll go only as far as Kramer, just inside her own half, and just strikes it up, and she finds some space. Oh, the referee bringing her back though for obstruction. So frustration for the Australian fullback there. Thought she was clear, but referee just not quite on the right side to the referee's whistle at the moment, the Chiefs. So Sale will have the penalty. Sale look to pump the ball deep. Not making too much distance, playing against the wind at the moment.
That's two unforced errors there for Chiefs now. One's loss in ball and loss in contact, and now just for crossing. So we've been marched back about 20 metres. So hopefully Chiefs can knock the momentum swing and get the ball back. And
indeed, we are into added time here at Sandy Park. So it'll be interesting to see how much time the referee adds on. There has been a fair few stoppages, so I imagine there'll be at least another 2 or 3 minutes left. There's no jump that comes in for Sale, and surely that wasn't straight. And in fact, he's referee giving it for a knock on rather than not straight. So Chiefs will have the scrum, but just inside the Sale half. Now, can they set up a good attacking platform here?
We've Linda van der Ven back on the pitch also from her sin bin.
Indeed. So we are at 15 against 15 again. It's felt like a long time since that's been the case. Been a fair few yellow cards in this game. Not something the Chiefs are used to, I have to say. I can't think of the last time there was a yellow and then suddenly 2 in one game. It's usually the discipline is a really key feature. Yeah,
I think on average we're looking at one-figure penalty counts. I think on average overall in the Premiership the penalty count has been quite low. Uncharacteristic of Chiefs for sure, but they've dealt really well with being 14 men down for the majority of the second half.
Indeed. So just waiting for Bradley to put the ball in this scrum. Now, can they get a little bit of a nudge on the Chiefs? They're certainly going for it. I think they have, but it looks like they're going to play away. Off to Robin Wilkins, just a bit of an early run from Liv McGovern. Oh, goes through the hands of Kramer, just went backwards now, so she'll have another chance to pick it up. Just lost a little bit of their rhythm, the Chiefs backs. I think the substitutions just not quite able to keep the fluency. But off to Wilkins, goes off to Sylvia Tarani, makes another nice burst. She's a strong ball carrier, the Italian. And Brooke Bradley going for the kick from the base, and that looks to be nicely judged. And finding nice yardage with that, so pins Sale back deep inside the 22. Nice sensible play that from Bradley, who's been very much second fiddle to Robinson throughout the season, but she does a good job when she comes on. Yeah,
she's very exciting 9. She likes to play, she likes to go, and it's very crucial when you have that to, again, as I said earlier, when you've got players like Sylvia coming on, Charlie coming on, bringing real powerhouses. It's very hard to sustain that much pressure for a full 80 minutes.
Absolutely, as Grieve looks to throw in 4, and it's gone loose again. Now, can Nielsen get on this? In fact, it will just sit up nicely for Sale, but the referee decided not straight. So the Chiefs will have the option of the scrum on line out. This, I would imagine, will possibly be the final play of the game. In fact, the Chiefs choose the line out, interestingly. I just wonder whether they're going to go to that maul.
Yeah, Niamh Wales not quite getting the communication right. Not sure what's going on with the calling system. I know Alicia Washington would have been calling, but she's been off. So I wonder who's resuming duties. But it just doesn't seem to be functioning very well at the moment for Sale.
No, it doesn't. It's not been a strong feature of the game throughout the game. That's a strong line out from the Chiefs. Poppy Leach getting up high, and they have this maul well set. The Chiefs. Can they power it all the way to the line? Just check slightly, 5 metres short. Will Bradley look to use it? Still going forwards, just slightly slower at the moment. Nielsen controlling it nicely. She's so good at that role. As Sale come round the side, so they have the advantage, the Chiefs. Bradley goes digging for it. Can she use the advantage? Or will we have to come back? In fact, they do got it back. Bradley goes on her own. Can she go all the way? Oh, just short. Less than a metre short. But the referee deciding she was held up. Susie Appleby urging Linda van der Velden to go herself for a quick tap. Will they choose to line out once more? In fact, it looks like they are. Liv McGovern coming up to take it. So, yeah, they'll go for the corner and look to try them over from 5 metres out. In fact, it's I think about 6 metres out. So strong, Clara Nielsen, in that area of the line out, and that's probably one of the reasons why she's been selected for the Irish squad for the upcoming Women's Six Nations. Will they go to Poppy Leach once more? In fact, it goes to Rachel Johnson. Pressure coming on. It goes around the side. Off to Charlie Jacobi. Gets the offload away. Sue Nielsen, who's scragged into touch. So a bit of a disappointing move. And will that be the end of the game? No, it won't. In fact, it is the end of the game. So it's finished here at Sandy Park. Another impressive performance from the Exeter Chiefs. They come out victorious by 52 points to 14. Well, Adele, thank you very much for your company this afternoon. Well, it's been, yes, another brilliant, obviously 50 points scored. Just pick out, obviously, a couple of players who you feel have been really impressive. I mean, there's plenty to pick from, as we said.
Like plenty of players that came off there just with 20 minutes to go. I think Rachel Johnson has been, again, very good both sides of the ball. She's been always getting front foot ball, excellent carries off the base of the scrum. Her one-on-ones are just, you know, she's winning those collisions both in attack and defence. I mentioned earlier, I think she got a couple of mentions in commentary today, was Sarah Tunasi for Sale. She was probably their best go-to player in the pack today, again on attack and defence, getting off the line, really physical in the collisions, you know, throwing those offloads. She was a real threat in attack. I thought Gabby Contorna did really well to slot in at 10. You know, didn't look disrupted at all when they were down to 14 men just after the half. So she had a really good game, just pulling the strings along with Liv McGovern. Very hard to pick out just one individual. Again, Ebony Jeffries making really good front foot ball. I think as a whole, Chiefs were executing quite well. They probably forced the errors themselves more than the pressure that Sale put on them. But I think I'd have to, if I was to round it to one player, probably Rachel Johnson today was probably my player of the game. She's
certainly been mightily impressive. Well, a brilliant performance here once again for the Exeter Chiefs. That's 13 victories on the trot, and they come out victorious at Sandy Park this afternoon by 52 points to 14.